our culture as well. So this cloth that you see here is called, well, we call it vedo, but I'll explain it. But you know it as kente, so we'll go with that. So kete is worn and woven by many people in West Africa. Eve kete is known for its quality and durability. It's a family heirloom. The oldest surviving kete cloth today are Eve kete. Kete in Eve is kete or kenate, which means parted and beaded. That's simply describing the process that the cloth was, they used to weave the cloth. So they part the thread and they put the loom through and they beat it down to make these tight, to make the tight weaving. And that's what you know now as kente. The real name of the cloth is vedo. Again, it has the name of the in it, that is Eve, right? And it means Eve cloth. It means Eve cloth. These are these pictures you see here are in A and B. You'll see fabric from Egypt, over 2,000 years old fabric. And then you'll find fabric from Israel, which is over 2,000 years old. These are Eve Kete, their vedo. In Exhibit A, you'll see a blue and white vedo, which looks, if you look at the weaving pattern and even the design, it looks just like the Israel fabric. It looks just like that. And even you'll see the same lines, the same designs in the Egypt fabric.
Mm. So go back to the pictures for me, please. Mm-hmm. So this one here, this was found, they said was found in Israel.
In C, Exhibit C was found in Israel, and they dated it to be over 2,000 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The same with A and B that were found in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Egypt and Israel, their history, they're like twins pretty much, right? Because Israel lived in Egypt for over 100 years. They lived there for a long time. 400 years. Some say 400 years. There's a debate. I've encountered some debates, but anyway, the idea is that they lived there for a long time. So Israel would have influenced Egyptian culture, and Egyptian culture would have influenced Israel culture. Mm-hmm. So you'll find a lot of things that are similar, such as the design pattern of this cloth, just as the one they found in Israel.
In any case, they all looked alike. It was
they looked alike. Yeah. They looked alike and they behaved alike for the most part.
They're both people of color.
That's right. And then you see here the Eve cloth, vedo. The Exhibit A, you'll find the blue and white vedo. Exhibit B is a multicolored vedo. And Exhibit C is a blue and white fringed vedo. And these pictures are from a website called Adair African Textiles. Now in the Eve culture, anybody can wear vedo or kete, but the multicolored cloth is reserved for royalty. That represents richness, and it represents royalty.
So hold a minute, hold a second here, because so A, we see A, something that looks like A is what we see now the people in modern day Israel use as the prayer shawl, actually.
Exactly. Yep. You are 100% right, because you see the Bible is our history and cultural book as a whole. For us,
say that again. Say that for the people of the people in Africa, the Bible is their history book.
The Bible is our history and culture book. Now, the people who take it as a religion, they're making our culture and history into a religion. The Bible is our history book. If you want to know what your ancestors did, who they were, just read the Bible.
Oh my goodness. So this cloth here, that is the prayer shawl that we see the modern day Jews wearing, that it really came from the Ebe people.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
So here,
Because I've seen people that look like me with the shawl, and I'm like, why do they keep wearing that Jewish thing? You know,
right. And it's going on, being that we, there's the awakening going on. Now we know that, yes, this information is true. Now, how to go back in line with the Most High? So, all efforts are being made to try and go back in line with God, so that we stop suffering the consequences that are listed in Deuteronomy 28.
Okay, continue, please. It's still, my head is still going. My head is still going. Just go ahead. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord.
Excuse me. All right. So so the Kete cloth, or the vedo, has a lot of significance. Traditionally, the cloth is woven by men. The cloth is woven by men. Women, they weave also, but the general duty of weaving is to the man. The women spin the cotton or the yarn or whatever substance they have at the time. They do the spinning, and the men weave the cloth. It is the man's responsibility to clothe his family. This is the understanding. The color and design have significance. Actually, let me reverse a little bit. It is the man's responsibility to clothe the family. So a man would be weaving cloth for his entire family, his wife, his children, his mother, and anybody that he likes, really. So if a man finds his wife in another man's cloth, he knows he didn't weave your cloth that you're wrapping around to yourself, then you're going to be in trouble, so it's very interesting. So the colors and the design have significance. As I mentioned, the cloth of many colors is reserved for royalty. Even a farmer, for example, might wear a green vedo or green kete. A farmer might wear that. You wear the cloth because you're speaking you're telling a story. So you're in the farmer wearing a green one, he is pretty much saying, I am wishing for lush green vegetation. I am wishing for a season of harvest and things like that. The Hebraic connection, Jacob in the Bible in Genesis 37 wove a cloth of many colors for his son Joseph. We know about this story. If you don't know, please go and read that in Genesis 37. And this cloth of many colors is, as I said, is reserved for royalty in ancient times. Now, Jacob would have already been weaving cloth for his entire family. The difference is that he wove the many colors cloth for his son Joseph. And in Ewe tradition, Ewe custom, the eldest son has the more authority than anyone else. And we know Joseph was not the eldest son. So by Jacob weaving Joseph this cloth of many colors, he is actually indirectly saying that he is confirming Joseph's dreams of being leader over his brothers. He is indirectly crowning Joseph as king over his brothers. So this is why the brothers would have been jealous and they would have hated him.
Hold a minute. So all the time, I always wondered, what about this cloth of many colors? And so it was very significant. It was saying that he basically telling him that he's going to be leader, and that's why they
absolutely.
And why would and you explain why would his father be weaving the cloth, because that's what the African people would do, what the Hebrews would do, right?
Right. Yes.
The Ewe people, that's what they do.
Yes.
Wow. So you're basically saying that Joseph, well, again, please bear with me, because it's so we've been so brainwashed about this. I've used that term. It's a strong term, but it's true. And so right now it's like you're trying to unravel everything and understand that an entire family was they were people of color. And
Yes.
wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that okay, keep going.
So that is the significance of the severity of what Jacob did. That
Mhm.
is what would have warranted his brothers to want to sell him or get rid of him. People kill. We have kings or people killing their siblings just so that they can be king,
Mhm. Mm.
right? And now here we have the eldest would have expected to be the one to be crowned king, to be crowned the leader. But now we have father preferring Joseph over the eldest. Joseph was the second to last born, if I remember correctly.
Wow. So it's
So he wouldn't have been even close to being named the leader amongst them.
exactly wow. So the
Right.
kente cloth, I saw this all through Ghana,
Yes,
and I saw the men weaving actually. So
absolutely.
really amazing.
The
So
men
guys,
weave the
kente
cloth.
cloth is Miss Sarah is saying it is the Joseph coat of many colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the kente cloth. Okay.
It is. It is. All right, and here we see this. These pictures were taken from a book called uh, um, the Ewe people of German Togoland. It was written by a German anthropologist who spent about 20 years in Ewe land, studying our customs, our history, our judicial system, marital rights, and all that. He was one of the very few who actually took the time to study because, as you know, his the other anthropologists would quickly just brand us as savages and with no civilization and all that, which we know is not true. But this Jacob Spears did his part and did document some very factual things. He actually went around interviewing people. So here you have in the picture A, you find Ewe women fetching water from a well, and they're all in this beautiful kente. Well, let me not call it kente because my Ewe people will drag me. So let me call it the kete or vedo. They're in their beautiful kete, and you can see the cloth is durable. They don't look like they're poor people in that kind of cloth. They're not in tattered clothing. This is a very today. If you try to buy this kind of cloth that they're wearing, you'll spend $1 and more. You know. Um,
I know, Sarah, that they have, because they told me that in Ghana, that it's very, very expensive. You can get the knockoffs,
yes.
but it's very, very expensive even to this
The
day.
authentic ones, and you'll find them. Most of the high quality kete cloth are found within Eveland. That's where they make them. They have entire towns that the profession of the whole town is to make this cloth. They have one in the Akan area as well. Now, in picture B, you'll see men who are also wearing their kete, their vedo, also very elegantly, and they're just going about their daily business.